All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Saiki K, Season 2, Episode 8. We had an actual arc.
Yeah, we did.
With continuity and everything carrying across episodes.
And it's over now.
Yep. I think I might have a taste for it, but, we don't have to get back to anything like that anytime soon.
They could get into the drama that is being stirred up afterwards, even though it's totally not real.
Yep.
Totally
exactly.
fake news.
We could also potentially get into additional character introductions because we have only had one new first year, even though everybody else is still second years or whatever, because time doesn't actually move in this show.
No, of course
But
not.
there were other characters in the OP that we have not seen yet.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, that could be awesome.
Yeah.
I would love to see also just some of the characters that don't really get as much opportunity to come back, like Tsundere Grandpa, maybe Pushy.
Yes.
Pushy, maybe.
Indeed.
Yes.
I love how we just call the cat that, even though, technically it was the girl
The
cat.
other cat,
that,
yeah. No, he's... Yeah. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into this. All right, everyone, now be sure to go check out the reaction portion of the video in the description below, then come back here for the discussion.
Judgment lights up.
All right, we got ourselves a Gyaru girl.
Yep.
In all their cringiness, but this one is quite terrifyingly competent in the area of psychic powers.
Indeed. I gotta say, as far as the different characters that have been introduced in this show, she actually seems pretty reasonable.
She also surpasses a couple of them by combining the powers of couple of them into one.
Right. She can read
being.
auras, okay, and also predict the future. Okay.
And has kind of a form of clairvoyance, if you will.
Right. And I like the idea that she could actually be a legit problem for Saiki if he gets too far away from her. Because when he's within 200 meters, she can't see auras because his is kind of blinding.
Right.
But if he gets farther away and she sees it, then she'll be like, what the fuck?
What the fuck is that over there? And then she gets too close. I can't find it anymore.
Right, exactly. So that sounds mechanically like something that could add a lot of fun hijinks to the Saiki avoidance routine,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what I especially like about it is that while Saiki's aura is ridiculously large, there are other characters that have unique auras.
Indeed.
That she could then learn about and discern little things from them that could be news to us as well.
Right, that's helpful for us, the audience. We get to know more about the characters.
The canonically most powerful aura outside of Saiki's is Teruhashi's. One that the other characters actually can see. Because it's so powerful, it literally just shows up on her.
Yeah.
And because Saiki does not want to be discovered, his aura is not one that people are going to notice. But Teruhashi does want to be noticed in that regard.
Exactly.
So it's very obvious.
Yep.
But I love the fact that even characters like Hairo are just brimming with passionate fire and energy.
Because, of course, they go to this school. And then, of course, the only person with, doesn't really have much of an aura is... Our boy Kaido.
Kaido.
And you have the same size aura as a squirrel. Oh, you hack, you hoax, you scammer.
I'll never accept you, you fraud. I love the way in which he just rejects it immediately because he's like, no,
I've got a big aura. My aura's nice.
But also the idea that he's like, wait, if she's legit and other people have auras, then I clearly have one too.
Right.
And he's ignoring the fact that she's confirming the existence of auras, my friend.
Right.
You have an aura. You have some potential for ability.
Right. Regardless of anything else, dude, that means
you're
that
right.
Dark Reunion could be real. Yeah, superpowers are real. You might be unlucky and don't have them, but you were right. And he would rather be wrong, or not take the confirmation that he is right.
Right.
Because it's something that he doesn't like.
Yeah.
Then
that's such a great Chuni response.
Oh, yeah.
It's so good.
Yep.
But also, Nendo, we got cucked and didn't get to see his aura really other than just well, it's yellow.
He is too much of a mystery. He is the great mystery of this show, and so we cannot actually see it. Like, we saw it, but, like, we can't have her explain it because she would not truly even be able to understand it.
No, clearly not.
Yep. It's too straightforward. Like,
Too much.
Like, even if she had just been like, I think it's a big aura, but that's probably the most bland aura I've ever seen. You know, like, even that I would have been like, okay, thank you.
Or
you know?
or it would be this thing of where she's like, every time I try to detect the aura, it evolves and changes so that I can't sense it, and then I sense it again, and it disappears, and then I sense it again, and it disappears.
Right. Okay, another thing that would be great. So, we've seen Nendo's aura, even if she didn't talk about it very much.
Right.
But then at some point, Nendo's mom shows up, and they have the exact same aura.
I mean, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Families, you know, share a lot of memories, a lot of similarities, and
A lot
stuff.
of butt chins, yeah.
Yeah, and this is something that I think is just a really silly thing, but I am not a person that believes in, like, you know, a lot of like hocus pocus kind of things and
that's
stuff
not
like
silly.
this.
That's not silly. Don't ever let them tell you it's silly that you don't believe in that shit.
But the idea of auras in the scientific sense, I actually do believe. So let me extrapolate here a little bit. I think that people give off subconsciously little signals, little smells, little essences about them that give other people subconsciously a tell about a person.
Sure.
Whether they're compatible with you for friendship, whether they're someone that, you know, is feeling really strong emotions that maybe you're like, no, I don't want to deal with that right now. So it's the kind of thing of where people
Or it's
can
just
give
like
you
a fancy word.
it's
maybe
just a
to
fancy
summarize
spiritual
that
word to
kind of-
summarize it.
Yeah.
But I straight up think that some people are better at sensing that kind of stuff than others.
Sure, because it's being in tune with themselves and the things that they might be subconsciously picking up and being able to, like, process it on a more conscious level than someone just maybe being like, they give me a weird or a good vibe or something for some reason.
Because I think there's times where you get first impressions before someone speaks and has nothing to do with the visual perception that you're getting right now.
Sure.
And that's with the idea that communication is in a lot of areas that aren't just visual,
Right.
but are things like smells. Smells, I think, is actually one of the most common ones in which you can get an immediate vibe off of someone that you're like, well, maybe not. And it's not just because, oh, they smell good or they smell bad, but just a like, oh, they smell like something that reminds me of my childhood and home, and then I
Sure.
think, oh, I'm a little bit more comfortable around this person.
Well, and also just the idea that, like, since we know that sweat smells different based on whether you're stressed versus whether you're, like, relaxed, then, yeah, even if someone can't necessarily, like,
tell
isn't
that they're
consciously aware of
smelling
it,
something that's
right.
stressful or what have you.
You could absolutely get pretty, you know, like, potentially detailed information or I don't know how detailed, but information about someone's emotional state and things like that because, you know.
Yeah, and it's not even that you would necessarily be certain about any of this stuff, but it'd be very easy, I think, with like kind of mentalist kind of verbiage to make it pretty obvious rather quickly, especially if you're good at improving this, be able to tell kind of what a person is generally giving the vibe of. Sure. But like the way in which Chio, for instance, was like, oh, I have to know about all these things here. A girl's really interested in fortune telling and she's in high school. Well, I guess you can tell that potentially...
Not a big logic leap to say that she actually is wanting to know about love life stuff.
And that the reason why she wants to know about love life stuff is because, one, that she's single right now.
Right.
Which means that she's
'cause that's
probably
the only
been
reason someone would be
struggling with
interested
love
in
life
it.
stuff.
Exactly.
And one of the most common ways in which guys in high school can disappoint a girl who's looking for love in high school.
Gosh,
she
I
lists
wonder.
off all the things, and then Chio's like, oh my god, yes, I'm literally that stereotype.
Well, and one of the things that I love about this is that then immediately after that, she exits stage right. She literally runs out of the skit. And one of the things that Chio is constantly complaining about is that she doesn't get enough screen time when she's literally like the most stereotypical, like neurotic high school girl that's disappointed in her love life.
For this comedy, you know,
right?
Kind
So,
of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, hey,
Right.
there's an additional reason of why she literally is getting less screen time, you know.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
yeah.
But yeah,
Okay.
I think that's just been a thing that I have noticed in my personal life as something that's helped me a lot when I am kind of in like what I would call like a Saiki kind of mood, where it's I'm not really interested in engaging with a lot of people, and I'm kind of using like a read gauge to kind of be like, who am I like actually interested in? But no. Oh, okay, maybe I think you will be okay, you know, kind of thing. And it's not, I would say, a very helpful thing, but it's just something where I'm like, oh, auras is a way to describe something like that, but I would never call it auras. I think it's just a thing of where there's things that people pick up subconsciously that are like, oh, okay, sure.
Yeah, I don't think I will ever be able to take the word aura seriously unless I'm talking about D&D mechanics.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Yeah. I gotta say, the Takahashi bit of him entering, and I straight up I was fooled by it for a bit.
Saiki was like putting a magical aura, like a really strong one, on him.
No, but just like she's like, oh, does this guy have the most powerful aura at the school? And then he just moves to the side,
slides,
and it's Takahashi behind him.
That was perfect.
I love the Takahashi just like, oh, who is this? You know,
on him so much.
Yes, like,
oh my god,
it's great.
And then he actually is Sludge, which is like, that's kind of sad because it's like he's been dealing with everybody's shit so much that he actually now has an aura that's sludgy, and it's like,
yeah, like that,
Takahashi,
right?
Yeah,
and then Mera being like, you can tell my future. Where's my dad? It's like, holy shit. Oh, he's in Puerto Rico. I'm gonna go find him. Like,
can that please come back up in a season from now?
Right.
Where it's like, Mera's dad is back.
And she found him, and he's like, oh, no, I tried to get... You weren't getting cigarettes? No, I thought you would have figured that out by now, you know. But
you weren't going to get milk, you know.
Right. It's just that extra bit of explanation for why Mera is the way she is, because, like, we don't even necessarily know if she has a mother either. Like, she might have no parents. She might be the one person providing for... Oh my God. God damn it.
I mean, you don't know.
Hey, even on the island, she didn't go that far.
Resort to cannibalism.
Yeah,
that's true.
She would have won if they had, but but it didn't go that far.
It's true. But yeah.
I think this is going to be a real fun new character to have.
Yeah. I always get worried when I see a Gyaru character now because I'm still traumatized, I think, by the examples of Gyaru characters in previous anime.
Chichio and Asabi Asabase.
And
I think
cringe.
I'm curious about the Gyaru archetype because I feel like there are a lot of characters that are like Gyaru light, right? But they don't like I'm curious how the trend is in Japan actually, of whether it's something that is still this like sort of stereotypical of like, yes, they've got the makeup, they've got the, you know, like just the whole works, the what you think of when you have someone that's like, they're a Gyaru character.
I can't get over the Gyaru light when they're literally putting makeup on to change the color of their skin. So I'm like, what? You mean like half Gyaru? Like
no, like the personality stuff,
but is
but
there
without
any
necessarily
supposedly unifying personality of people that do this shit? Like,
yeah, it's the like
I'm so special.
No, yes, but also like the wanting to reject societal conventions and buck tradition and be like, hey, you know, you can't just have me be this.
Oh, why she calls it Chio Pipi and stuff like that. Like,
exactly,
yeah,
right. It's because one of the other things that I've heard about the whole Gyaru thing is that it's trying to combat the sexualization of young girls, basically. And so it's the we're going to do our own thing that's going to be completely different. We're not going to like.
So that's why there's no men doing it.
Right. And I don't know much about it, but from what given that like this is a new character that I'm seeing, and I don't see them that often in anime that fit this strongly to the archetype.
Sure.
I'm interested in learning more about the archetype. But
I just feel like Saiki K is not a show that's here to
definitely, right? It's just, here's a Gyaru character. She's a Gyaru, and that's what she does. Oh, but she also tells fortunes, you know, and sees all this.
I like that her character is more likable than the other ones that I've seen, but it just still makes me just super uncomfortable. Like, I don't like this. I just don't. And maybe there's a cool like way in which it is actually kind of something like that. But for now, I like the fact that she came in with the Saiki is actually my soulmate. I have searched far and wide.
Right.
I
And
would love that she's actually like an agent of Dark Reunion or something, and like,
or she sees Saiki and she's like, but you don't have an aura. Like, no. You're so basic, it can't be you, right?
right. She just sees the pink hue and she's like, well, that's clearly just because of his pink hair,
Right, exactly, yeah.
That makes sense, yeah. There's someone else's aura that, oh my God, that would actually be wonderful if she figures out that there is a very strong aura nearby.
And she thinks it's someone else.
She thinks it's someone else, and she's like, you don't have an aura, so
Right.
you should come investigate with me. Clearly, I can at the very least trust you.
Right, exactly.
And then she just ends up not liking Saiki because of his personality and stuff like that. She's like,
Sure.
I don't even know why we should be friends or something like
No,
that.
and then Saiki's actually like, yes, someone
Wow.
who doesn't bother me.
That's wonderful. Actually,
great.
no, that's a good point. He might end up actually liking her being around because she wouldn't bother him
And she might be like
at all.
And she might be repellent for certain other characters.
Oh, shit.
It's something where Saiki and the type of character that he is and the predicaments that he has and everything. Okay, cool. Yes, it's great fun, right?
Yeah.
There's a part of me though that wants him to actually start to potentially crush on one of the characters in this show, but not actually like have anything happen with it, of course.
Don't.
No, yeah, you don't.
No. I feel like a lot of it has to be more the case of the friends accommodating and kind of adjusting to
Sure.
be more empathetic and sympathetic to kind of his plight and giving him more little things of where it's like, hey, here's some coffee jelly. He's like, okay, where are we going?
Right. I guess it's that since Teruhashi is probably the closest to Saiki of all the female characters in the show.
Oh,
and yet
okay.
because she likes him so much, he is very much like the I'm avoiding her.
nope.
Right. So if we got to the point where there was like a solid female friend of Saiki's.
That's why it's just going to be triple bros,
Yep.
Kaido, Nendo, and Saiki
Yep.
for life.
The time loop bit, that was wonderful.
So fucking
Holy
hilarious.
shit. Like no. Like, oh, I saved it. Truck explodes.
We've kind of forgotten to talk at all about the kid. So
Oh yeah.
we're just like, okay, cool. That's
Yep.
funny. I liked the gamu gamu no, and he was like, no, okay, I have to stop that.
Right.
He's like, we don't want to get in trouble here. There's already been enough references in this,
Exactly.
this fucking anime.
Yep.
It's funny
great.
because I actually really want to like go back like later and see if the voice actor for the kid bully is actually just Luffy.
That would be
Because
hilarious.
It would be really funny, but I kind of in like hearing the kid's voice in my head.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think it is. But my brain has already substituted the boy's voice
Gamu.
with literally hearing it as Luffy, like Japanese Luffy. So now I'm like, wait, is it like?
Okay, if it is, that would be hilarious. That'd be
so funny.
be wonderful.
I don't think it is.
Yeah.
But my brain is already hearing it that way because I can't hear gamu gamu no.
Right, without
Like,
thinking Luffy.
Without thinking Luffy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but okay. Well, yeah, this is fun. Let's have Gyaru girl. What was her name again? Yeah, whatever. She was Makoto or Mikoto. So Miko-chan. Yeah, Miko-chan. That was her
Right.
name.
Yes,
I needed
yes.
to like brain that one, but Miko-chan, let's have some more of her. So y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb,
I'm Jacob.
and we'll see you all
Next time.